Dang. Song was shorter than I realized. I'm like, why don't I hear any music? I look up the song's over 3 minutes. That was a quick 3 minutes. All right, well, I'm here. Y'all better be happy I'm here. We might, you know what? I didn't even think about it. We might need some background music for this stream. We might need to have something on low in the background. It's just gonna be a lot of me hearing my own voice in the void. La 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 la. Although I do have a game on deck, should I find myself done with wherever we get to on this, because it's gonna take a while. I firmly do not expect to have the definitive list today. It just doesn't seem possible. But we're going to start trying to put together the list, and that's the most important thing. You can't finish unless you start. Streaming channel of the Discord is wide open for anybody who wants to get in and talk about these games. For the usual suspects, of course. Yeah, we're going to get right into it. Welcome to the Funhouse. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Usually I say let's play video games, but we're not going to play video games. We're going to talk about video games. We're going to goofishly nerd out and try to start to put together. I watched Super Eye Patch Wolf make his definitive top 100 video games list, and I loved it. It was a great watch. I was like, man, I'm going to rip that idea off wholesale and just do that because that's just fun. And if you know me and you know Steve, we love making lists. It's kind of like our... If I had to list something as a hobby, I think making lists might be the closest thing I have to a hobby. God, I love a good list. So why not? So I've got this set up very simple. Here we go. Boom, ba-boom. You see here, we have the list of the top 100 games. And over here, we got a little YouTube to show them off and give them the love that they deserve. Thankfully, you can find long plays of most games without commentary these days. So at any point, we can just bip and bop around. I've already got the spoiler on top because if you watch this channel at all, my favorite game of all time is well documented. There's no reason to even front. Let's just put it in there. We know what it is. The single greatest game ever made, in my humble opinion. Quite frankly, it's never been topped. I've played a million games since. There's a lot of, you know what? Here. Let's just right off the rip. Let's just enjoy that. Right off the rip. Almost wish you would have let the cutscene play. Active. What do you mean? Wait, this guy. I hate this guy already. So Chrono Trigger. This game has a bunch of distinctions. It's the first JRPG that I ever played. I was trying to think about it the other day if it was either this or Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which one of these was the actual first turn-based game that I played. I think it was Chrono Trigger. I'm almost positive. But so I'd never, you know what? Yes, it is. Because I remember, okay, so this is what happened. This is how this all went down. Steve, his cousin, had brought it over to his house. And they were playing it. And Steve was like, he calls me, which in our childhood, this happened with regularity. One of us would call the other one in an excited huff and just be like, do 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 do, and he would be like, all right, cool, bet. And so that's how it was when he found Stone Temple Pilots. This happened many times. So he called me and he was like, bro, you gotta come to my house. My cousin brought this game over and it's fucking incredible. And so I go to Steve's house And let's see if I can just quickly scrub to it. It would be before that. All right, let's see. No, it'd be after that, actually. After here, because you gotta break out. Break out. Yeah. Okay, so I get to his house. And boom. All right. So I get to his house, and they're right about here. I walk in the door. I say, "What's up?" You know, he's telling me, "Oh, dude, this game is like so amazing." The reason I know this was first now in my head because I'm remembering my reaction to the turn-based. I'd never seen a turn-based game before. Oh, the owner's manual. Of course, the owner's manual gives you all the tips and tricks you need. Everything you need to know is right here. Boom. Unless the headed... Why? Makes you wonder, why would you leave that there? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Get your stuff together. All of it. All of it. And it's funny, like, thinking back on it now, when you're a kid, you're just so accepting of new information like this. Like, now, if I turn on a game and the menus are fucking confusing and it's like, and I don't know what I'm looking at, I can be, it could take me 2 years to swing back around to check the game out, right? Back then, I was like, I never saw anything like this, but I was immediately in. I was like, oh, okay, you go here to do this, you go here to do that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let's go, let's go. So I walk in, they're doing this. All right, cool, 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 cool. And then they go out here. Parallax scrolling, whole deal. And they start fighting this dragon tank. Dude. Boom. Ba-boom. Right? I'm like, what is this? This is, we're on some epic fantasy adventure. This, I've never seen nothing like this. It's what? This game came out in 94, 95, something like that? 94? 95. No, I think it's 95, because, right, then 94 would be the most, like, insane year ever. I think it's 95. So let's say it's 95. So it's 95. I'm 12. I'm 11 or 12 years old. Right? Yeah, I'm probably like 11 when this game's out. Something like that. And I'm at Steve's house, and I'm seeing this, and I'm just like, dude. Like, my man's got a sword. You know, I love swords. The whole deal. He starts showing me the text, you know, and he's like doing the cyclone and all that. And I'm just like, what the hell? And then so his cousin was on the sticks at one point, and Steve was just explaining it to me. Like, he was like, yo, this is how it works. And I'm watching it, and I'm just like, wow, this is unbelievable. So what ended up happening, funnily enough, so what ended up happening was Steve got the cart from his cousin, and he beat the game, right? Like, obsessed with it, beat the game. I would go to his house sometimes while he was still playing it, you know. We'd hang out, whatever. I saw a bunch of it with him, but he played his first playthrough. He had the cart, and then he lent it to me. And so my actual first ever playthrough of Chrono Trigger was on New Game Plus. So, because what a novel concept. I didn't know who even knew. I was like, oh, that's awesome. You can start with the best weapons. So I played the game on New Game Plus for the very first time, which in on one hand is like, okay, well, you know, like, you're going to be super powerful. The game's not going to be hard. Sure. But on the other hand, I was completely and totally able to absorb the pacing of the game. And so my first playthrough was just like eating a full plate of Thanksgiving food. Like, it was just, I was able to go anywhere, do everything, take the game, and I just absorbed it. So as soon as I finished it, as soon as I got to the credits, I then did a file from the beginning and beat it again. And then, you know, eventually gave the cart back to Steve. I don't know. Did I ever have the actual Super Nintendo cart for this game? I don't remember if I ever got my own. I might have. I probably did. I don't know. It's, you know, my Super Nintendo stuff is long gone. So this right here, this is what I wanted to get to this. So when this happened, I was done. I was in. I was hooked. So in the years since, I've, you know, played through this game hundreds of times. I have played a lot, and obviously this unlocked a whole obsession with turn-based RPGs, JRPGs, however you want to phrase it. You know, by extension, the RPG genre, right? This is kind of like, I wouldn't say this is the first RPG I ever played, because there were other things growing up that would be classed as RPGs that I really enjoyed. But this was the first turn-based RPG I played. This was the first JRPG, and so this unlocked a whole world. And from here till pretty much now, even, you know, it made me immediately interested if a game was turn-based. Like, I'm gonna look at it. What's going on here? It's still a genre that means the world to me. I'm still getting blown away by new turn-based RPGs to this day. Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon, was one of those games, which it was great to then now as a full-grown adult be able to show that, like, hang out and play that game with Nisha. We played it together for the first time, and that kind of got her into turn-based games, whereas before that she thought it was kind of weird. So it's beautiful to see how it still happens. Like, the right turn-based game can open you up to a whole genre. And so this game was just, it was that game. It's 10 on 10. I've still never played a JRPG with better pacing in terms of the beats of the story, where it goes, when it opens up, what it gives you, the length to do a full playthrough. It's like 25 hours from beginning to end, and it's got 16 endings, so you can go back as many times as you want. It's just, for my money, it's a perfect game. It's the soundtrack. This game means so much to me on so many levels. The soundtrack is influential to me as a musician. The way that each character has themes is something that has stuck with me forever. Like, there's just so much going on in this game. And if you look into the creative, and we'll be here forever if I start bringing up Wikipedias and going down the credits and, like, you know, talking about each individual detail granularly. But, like, it's a who's who of people who made RPGs before this. It's a dream team, and that's kind of why it is what it is. And it was made at a time when they still had the freedom to do things the way they wanted to do, and, you know, you didn't have to serve too many masters. It's just a perfect game, and I love it so much. And I wish that more was done with the IP, but what we have is perfect. I think on the channel pretty soon, maybe next year, because I'm thinking next year is going to be very JRPG, you know, turn-based RPG focused, because I haven't really done that yet on the channel. Just really play a bunch of them. I've played them here and there, including Chrono Trigger with Stas many years back. I think the one thing I haven't done is play the Steam version, and I've been avoiding it because I think the UI looks ugly, and I'm mad that it has the change dialogue, because for my money, the best way to play this game is still the SNES original, because of that, because it doesn't have the change dialogue. I really, really, really hate what they did with Frog in the more recent ports of the game. But yeah, so number one, no surprises. It's the most obvious game on the list. So let's go. What else is there to say? Chrono Trigger. If you never played it, play it. And if you play it, you'll love it. And also, I should say, of all the games from this era, and this could be personal bias because a lot of them are beautiful. It's this beautiful era. Like, but of all the RPGs from this era, this is the one that I feel like the graphics just never age. There's just something so vibey about it. It's so stylized and so cool. Like, I don't know. I could talk about it forever. Like, talking about it, watching the video, making the list makes me want to just boot it up and play it. I'm not gonna, because again, all right, so we got one game. Let's go. Number two, again, no surprises. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. Yeah, you're gonna see a running theme here. Hit that button. Let's get the done here. Proper titles. What even is there to say? So this, a little different from Chrono Trigger. This, my video game experience, if you can even believe that you have experience at this young age, right? Plays into this one, because I had obviously played the original Legend of Zelda, which I played at 6 years old, and I credit forever with being one of the games that made me a video game lifer. It'll be interesting to see if that makes this list. It could. I will say, one thing I am taking into consideration with this list is I'm going to try to limit the amount of like games across a series. Not that there won't be repeats, because obviously sometimes there just is. Like, how am I not going to put Dragon Quest 8 and Dragon Quest 5 right on the list? It doesn't seem possible to not do that. Or how do I not represent at least 2 Zelda games? You know, there'll probably be a few, right? Like Breath of the Wild is going to get on this list, and it's my personal top 100. I'm not making a what do I think is the 100 best games ever made list. This is my personal top 100. You're going to see Breath of the Wild on here. You're going to probably see Twilight Princess on here as well. But I will say, I've been going back to Twilight Princess less and less since Breath of the Wild came out, so it's probably going to be lower down. Like, some games that would have been way closer to the top of the list are going to be down by virtue of I haven't been going back to them as much as I'm getting older. So other games may have hurdled them at this point, you know, but we'll see. But yeah, so having played the original Legend of Zelda and having loved it, having found the second one impenetrable, but then getting an education in it with Ed, because Ed really liked the second one, and I saw him pick that game clean, and it was cool. I came to appreciate the second one. I still don't love playing it, but I do appreciate what it is. This game came out, and this was the game. Like, it was just like, oh, there it is, 100%, boom. Like, it had the same vibe of the first one, but everything. This reminds me a lot of how I feel about Super Mario 3, right? Compared to the first one, or then Super Mario World compared to 3 even, where it's like, it's just like, it's everything you know and love, but just dialed up to 1,000, right? Like, oh my God, the graphics and the presentation. Like, this is just pound for pound, it's the same setup as the first game. It's just everything is better, you know? And I loved it. I loved it. The music, the story, the vibe, the weapons, the discovery. This game, probably more than any other game, sparked what would become basically me when it comes to video games. I love maps that I can explore with secrets to find. I love being rewarded for curiosity. I love games that when you find yourself going off the beaten path and not progressing, you're making the memories that are going to stay with you for the longest. And this is absolutely one of those games. I love it. And it had a little bit of everything. It had spooky factor. There were moments where the game was a little bit scary. I'm like, what the fuck's going on over here? You know, like, it was just, the word adventure gets thrown around a lot, right? But this game felt like an adventure. It did. It was like, man, we're saving the princess. We're exploring these lands. We're meeting these people. We're like, I don't know. It was just so cool. And it had great secrets, great things to find, and sequence breaking. And this game had sequence breaking. Like, you could do certain dungeons out of order, and that would make you OP for certain sections of the game. You could do dungeons like that would be a little bit harder if you did them at a certain point, but then getting the reward would make you able to get stuff that would make other sections way easier. Like, yeah, it was just great. Great. And holds the distinction for #1 childhood controversy game because, and again, if you're familiar with the channel, we have told the story many times here and on Hive Mind. So Steve was at my house. It was me, Steve, and a fella we don't really associate with too much anymore, an old friend of ours named Nick. And we were playing the game. And we're passing the controller, all that. And I was fighting Ganon. And I put him down. Beat him. First one of us to do it. And we're all there. We're happy. We're celebrating. And I go to walk through the Pillar of Light, see the ending. And my Super Nintendo blinks and resets itself. Someone bumped the Super Nintendo in the celebration. And I'm not saying any, I'm not naming names. I'm not saying, but there was speculation as to who it might have been. And then there was further speculation on whether or not it was done intentionally. And till this day, it has created a situation in which I was the first man to end the game. But Stevie will forever be the first person to see the ending. And you know what? That controversy will live on forever. Because there's no way to prove what did or didn't happen. But yeah, no, come on. One of the best games ever. This game, still, just a few months ago on the channel, a month ago or something, played a remix roguelike version of this game and loved that and had a great time with that, and will absolutely play more of that. Awesome. Just one of the all-time greats. Super duper happy to play it every time I play it. And I would say this is probably, though Chrono Trigger is absolutely at #1, by the nature of that being what it is, it's a longer experience. You gotta put time in. This is probably my most replayed video game. Probably. Because you can just sit down and blow through it, in a few hours, even if you know where everything is, and it's really not, it's not a super commitment. Yeah, just incredible. I don't foresee a situation in which either of these games will ever be knocked off. I'm pretty sure. Fairly, and this is again why at the end of the day I say, if you tell me I can only pick one video game era, and that's where I have to stay for my whole life, I'm picking the Super Nintendo. As much as I love the PS2, it's like as much as I love the PS1. This is the era, like pound for pound. Even if and it's probably true when we make this list, there's probably going to be more games on this list from the PS2 era than the SNES era. But it's the juice inside of the squeeze, Like, I may have played more games during those eras, because in these eras, this is childhood. This is like, you got to get a Christmas present to get a video game, kind of thing. Yeah, just unbelievable. So, you know what? Since I'm gonna try to do a thing here where when I talk about other games that could make the list, I'm gonna add them to this list. So we got Super Mario 3, Super Mario World. Those are definitely gonna make it. All right. Right here, Super Mario Bros. Okay, Super Mario World. Is there another Mario game? Oh, God, I love. All right, Mario 64. See, this is where it's like you're gonna have to be hard on yourself. Super Mario. We'll stay there. Because here's the thing. As much as I love Galaxy and Odyssey, there's only 100 spots. So we gotta go to the ones that always bring me back. And it's these, right? So let's leave it there. Those are there for Mario. Yakuza Like a Dragon. that is guaranteed to be somewhere on this list. By extension, that'll leave me room to think about the Yakuza franchise when we get there. But that one is in for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. That one. It's funny how, having played them all, the Yakuza series in such short order, it's really Like a Dragon and the first one, Kiwami 1. Those are the two that have stayed with me. Even though I think I liked 2. I don't know. It's gonna be hard to get those Yakuza games in because they're so fresh in my mind, and I played them all in such short order. I think I'm gonna need a little more time to figure out where more than one of them would place, 1 or 2. But Like a Dragon is definitely gonna make it somewhere because that game is unbelievable. Right, that's another thing too. When trying to make a list like this, recency can be a help and a hindrance because sometimes you need time through a game. You need to have played it a bunch. You need to put it down. You need to daydream about it. You need to think about it. You need to come back around to it to really like know where its place is in your heart, right? So I don't know how high modern games can get, but having said that, we can move on to third place, which third place belongs to what you would class as a modern video game. And not only that, but a game I played in my 30s. That's saying something. We're going to get some games in my 40s on this list now, too, because, boy, like, have I been playing some really amazing games lately, right? But, yeah, elite level, like, top of the pops. Can't believe it's this high, but it really is because it's earned it. And it's, again, probably not a surprise to people who watch the channel because you've heard me talk about this. But I firmly feel this belongs here. Dark Souls. This game has done for me in my 30s what these games did for me as a kid. And it took a while. I bounced off this game like 3 times before it stuck. I couldn't get what all the fuss was about. I found it to be like clunky and hard and obtuse, and I was just like, I don't really like this. Like this, you know. Even I'm pretty sure the first time I played it, I was like, this game stinks. Is probably what I said. You know, like it didn't hit me at all at first. Just bounced off it, you know. But for some reason. And the word I'm gonna use is texture. The texture of this game, the film, the griminess, the way the world feels to walk around in, the brown, the ween of this game stayed on my skin. I kept thinking about this game, and I'm talking about for years, because I first played this game way back when I was in my old apartment, and it didn't click until like I didn't become a Souls guy. For how much this channel is known for Souls and how much people associate me as being a guy who loves these games, I didn't become a Souls guy till like 2017. So it's really not, you know, that long ago. It's just when this game finally clicked and I got it, man, this gave me the feeling that I'd been missing. Like, and I didn't even realize how much I was missing it. This took me back to your Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Your old school, get dropped in a world, figure it out energy. And it's hard, but it's not that hard. As you see right now, I'm doing a naked challenge run. We're 2 episodes in and we're already past Ornstein and Smo. Like, it's not that hard once you know what's going on, but it's really hard if you've never played one of these games, and you know, and it just had that interconnected map where you could just get lost in areas and find yourself in new areas. It was challenging. It had that white knuckle tension of like, please tell me there's a bonfire over here. Like I need to bank these souls. The souls mechanic where if you die, you lose your souls, and those are not just for leveling up, they're also your currency. So if you die, you lose your souls, and you have to go back to the spot where you died and get them back. If you die again before you get back to them, they're gone forever. These things now, it's ubiquitous. It's just part of, what these games are. We take it all for granted. But at the time when I first got into this game, it was all brand new shit, and it was all really, really, really intense. I when I got fully immersed in this game clicked for me, I was inside these worlds. It was like things outside the TV didn't exist. I was just playing it. I everything about the first run, like I was finding armor and finding weapons, and when I figured out how you could make boss weapons, like, oh my god. And there were so many fumbles the first time through. Like I used the Firekeeper Soul as an item because I didn't know you had to give it to somebody. All these things, all the game's little weird intricacies and systems. And then the first playthrough that I finished was great. It was awesome. Everything about it was great. I loved it. Wow, what a game, But it was what happened after. It was what happened after the first playthrough where it really ballooned. Because after the first playthrough, you start learning more about the game and watching videos and realizing, I never saw that area. And some stuff, especially with this first one, it was doing a New Game Plus run, which again links back to Chrono Trigger, and finding something I didn't find before, right? I never had the Ash Lake thing spoiled for me. I found that naturally, and I believe I didn't find it till New Game Plus. I don't know. It's all I've done so many runs now, it all blurs together in my head. But things like that, finding whole zones that you didn't know about, boss fights that you missed, big secrets, getting into that, and then getting further into figuring out builds and all this kind of stuff. Everything that came after beating the game one time took the game from something special to something elite for me. And I go back to it all the time. I've platinumed this game on the PlayStation. I've picked it clean on the Switch, of all things. I have the Steam version installed right now, doing challenge runs. It's just a game. This game for me is it's dark, dour comfort food. I go to it when I just want to be in a world that feels familiar, and I love it, and I love them all. There's no FromSoft game that I don't enjoy. Or as far as these Souls games are concerned, I haven't played every game they've ever put out, but as far as these Souls games are concerned, I love FromSoft as a developer. They make fun, really interesting, get their hooks in you type of games. I know this one is here. For the sake of this list, they're not all going to make it. But I'd be surprised if you don't see at least one more on this list, and it's probably Dark Souls 3. Let's be real. Yeah, just great. So I kind of also feel like putting the games on the list. It's the representation of the series too. Mega standouts we'll get on here. So, and also as we go, things will move too. Because if I put a game here, and then I realize something else should be above it, I'm gonna move it. But so for right now, this is the top 3, and I'm super happy with this as the top 3. I think it's very representative of my vibes. I think I know what's number 4. I think I know 4, 5, and 6. Right? I think I know 4, 5, and 6. I do. It's more about what the order is. Okay, I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to commit to the next 3 in my head. Here we go. Number 4, and this might surprise some people who know me for a long time that it's going to be this high. River City Ransom. Let's get it on the screen. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. I wish you would have let the beginning play out, but that's just me. That's just how I roll, you know. So this game. Oh, this game. The open city map. The running around, the beating them up, which another one of my favorite genres. It's funny how my genre games are all getting in here right off the rip, right? This game is everything to me. Like the combat, the finding the books, the secret store, the way that you have to figure out which bosses need to get beat in which order to progress, the fact that it's multiplayer. Like, I adore this genre. This game is the best thing this genre has ever produced still. There's been no sequel that's topped it. There's been no other beat 'em up that's topped it. It's the perfect mix of action and RPG. I love this game. Still love it. Still play it all the time. As a matter of fact, I gotta look into some. I bet you there's some great mods for this game. I should start looking into that sort of thing. I would love like a modern. I guess I have the Kunio collection. I bought it on Switch. Probably get it on Steam. Because now I'm thinking about it. Mod potential is probably really through the roof. Yeah, I would love a modern version of this game. Like I guess what a remake. What I want to remake. Just something to take it to the next level art style wise. But then again, you can't. You know what? Because no, they did one for like Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance maybe. And they tried to go back to like the original Japanese feel because it's a little different in Japan, the Kunio-kun series versus the River City Ransom. And it's still like even though it was the graphics were more modern, it's just, I think this is just there's something perfect about the art style in this game that really. Because even, like, I loved River City Underground. River City Underground could have been the one. They make some choices in the late game that make the game kind of frustrating to play through, and then you kind of end up not even really caring about finishing it. But, like, River City Underground was pretty incredible as a love letter to this game. It's just perfect. Like, we don't have to say too many words on it, because it kind of speaks for itself just by looking at it. You scroll from left to right, you beat people up, but this is the part, right? Oh, he's doing like he's like grinding. This is the part when you go into the towns. Here, can we go forward, please? He needs money for something he wants to buy. Yeah. So when you go into the towns and you start shopping and you start realizing how this works, you start spending your money and like leveling up and buying things. Just so cool. Just so damn cool. Love it. Yeah, see, read the book, stats go up. Yeah, I love it. My favorite beat 'em up ever. Fourth favorite game. And again, a lot of that is because I go back to it so often. And just now, sitting here trying to organize this list. Oh, let me get I just realized I think I'm still muted on fucking Discord. No, okay, I'm open. Yep, Discord's open for anybody who wants to jump on and talk about the games. I sure do love some bloviating, so we can bloviate. I'm surprised. This is the first surprise of the list is that this game is on top of the next game. And the reason being, at where I am now, I have gone back and played River City Ransom more than the game that's going to be next on the list. Super Mario World. Oh, gotta put no commentary. I don't want no commentary. I don't want to hear nobody else talk about it. I'm talking about it. Super Mario World. It's always an iconic beginning. I wish they would have let the River City Ransom one play out, but that's all right. It's always like it hits right away. Like, oh, what is this? Number one for you? No doubt. I mean, it's number one of the Marios for me. So So this game, both with the yeah, fucking A. Corey knows. Corey knows. See, Corey already knows. Corey's got this at the top. Yeah, this game. A lot of people pick Super Mario Bros. 3, and they talk about it in such a way that I understand, because everything they say about it, for me, it's this one. This was my first Super Nintendo game. It came as a pack-in title. My grandma got it for me for Christmas. Everything I said about Link to the Past applies to this game too. It was like, I already loved Mario. Mario 1 was my first, video game that I ever owned in my life. Like the first video game I ever sat down and played on a console that was mine. Love that game forever. It ain't gonna make this list, but I love that game forever. Mario Brothers 2 is a fun game. Another one that, it's funny, it's for all, Ed and Steve can butt heads a lot, but Ed and Steve have some similarities in that they love the oddball games in a series. They're both like that. So Ed loved Super Mario Bros. 2, and I used to play that with him at his house all the time, but I never had the cart. So I don't have the attachment to 2 until later. I've come to love that game. I think that game is incredible. But this, when 3 was godlike. Getting the Super Mario Bros. 3 box, which was again a Christmas present. That was earlier. That was from my Uncle Izzy. Getting that box, and I got Super Mario Bros. 3 at a time where we had moved from a block where there was 1,000 kids to my parents. This was like the one time in my life where my family was doing kind of well. We had a little bit more money. It didn't last, but my dad had moved us to a condominium, and it was awesome. I had basically my own apartment, but no friends. There was nobody in the neighborhood. It was all just like, people with a little bit of dough that go to work. So I hung out by myself in my downstairs apartment from my parents, and it was the one era where we had a dog. Came to find out my dad was really allergic, so we didn't have a dog for too long. So it was me, my dog, and then me, myself, and I. And then me, you know what? In a lot of ways, it was an important era because I spent so much time alone in that giant space. A lot of creativity started there, thinking about it now. That was really where I started to live in my head a lot. I had a pet slug at one point. That was cool that I brought him from outside. He was cool. I had my own bathroom. It was wild. And so I played Super Mario Bros. 3 to death there. But while we were still living there, eventually I got this game. And it was like, I think at that point we had moved upstairs to the smaller place because we lived in the big place, and then we moved upstairs. Did we move up? I'm trying to remember. No, we might have still been down. Doesn't matter. That's not part of the story. So when I got this game, the colors, Yoshi, this moment right here, oh, pobrecita, my brain broke. I was like, no, what? And he eats things? What? Oh my God. And then you come to find out if you eat enough things, you get a free life. And oh my God, dude, I ran these levels like a maniac. I was in love with this game. When you get to the Bowser zone and you hear that bop for the first time, everything. Like, this was a perfect game for me. It's never been topped by any other Mario game. Probably never been topped by any other platformer, as its placement on the list would indicate, for me anyway. In recent years, I'm not as enamored with Mario as I used to be. Like, I don't feel the need to run out and play the newest ones when they come out. I would say I'm more excited for 3D Marios these days than 2D. Even though that new 2D one looked Wonder, I think it was called, looked interesting. I'll probably play it at some point. I've definitely lost a little bit of my Mario love. I'm not as much of a Mario head as I used to be. There was a time where every Mario game got played, no doubt. But I still love them. I still respect. Obviously, you have to respect. But this one is just, yeah, everything. Finding Star Road for the first time and the secrets. Again, a big through line in a lot of this stuff. Exploration and rewarding curiosity goes a long way with my brain and making me fall in love with games. And this game had so many levels, had multiple exits out that led to different zones, that led to different secrets. You could find things that would make your journey easier, like the Switch Palaces and all this kind of stuff. Like, all of that on top of just, the phenomenal level design, the incredible music, the gameplay, all the standard things that would make a game great. It's all these little things add up together to become this thing where, I just kept wanting to play it. I have never been the most dexterous gamer. I'm not like incredibly skilled at using the controls, but I was so passionate about the game that I wanted to do all the Star Road levels in the middle of Star Road, the hardest levels, and like, you know, I did a playthrough on the second run where after you beat the middle of Star Road, it changes all the sprites around. I did a whole playthrough of that. Like I just loved this game. And the whole time I had a Super Nintendo, from the beginning to the end, it was always in the rotation. Just like, and again, it has multiplayer, which I love. Oh, makes any game better if you can play with a friend. We'll be here forever if I go into like all the details about every single memory and experience with every game that makes the list, but yeah, deserving of a top 5 spot. Surprised that when I had to answer honestly in my heart, it's not above River City Ransom anymore. It's just not. But it's right there, still holding down the top 5. Slipping out of the top 5, thanks Dark Souls, is the game that comes in at number 6, which is Tecmo Super Bowl. Sports games do not get more perfect than Tecmo Super Bowl. Fun fact, I haven't bought a modern football game in 15 years. I don't know. Every year, I just download Tecmo with the updated rosters, and that's my football game. Shout outs to Legend Bowl, which is a new football game that I am playing, but it's not. It's an indie joint. That game's great. But yeah, no, this game is timeless. It's ageless. Once you know how to play it, once you have it all mapped out in your mind, it's just not uncommon to go 16-0. Had a full season mode, which was incredible at the time. You could edit playbooks, which was super cool. It's just, yeah. It's just an incredible game. The gameplay never stops being fun. Like taking Bo Jackson and smashing the field, or taking Joe Montana and running all the way back to the 10-yard line to throw a touchdown, you know, all the way across the field. All that shit, it's great. It's a perfect mix of arcadey, like you can pick it up and play it, and it's limited even in what you can do. But then also with enough simulation elements like stat tracking and player ratings and playbooks and all that to keep you satisfied there as well, right? Great animations, the flickering. It's just part of the time. You kind of just had to be used to that. But I mean, for what it was putting on the field, like there weren't really football games like this before this. There've been a lot of football games, but this one is just on another level, even to its own predecessor. Like Tecmo Bowl is nowhere near as good as this game, even though for some reason it gets a lot of love. Like that's the one that's on the fucking Nintendo eShop. But yeah, this game, the Super Nintendo version couldn't top it. Any sequels that came after it couldn't top it. No, there's not a single Madden game that tops it for me. If I was going to put another football game on the list, it'd be ESPN NFL 2K5. I don't know if we'll see another football game on the list. Hundreds, not that many. It's great. It's perfect. Still play it all the time. For many years, I was the reigning defending champion of the crew, but that's since become Steve. Steve's godlike at this game right now. I work in silence to up my skills to one day challenge him for the crown again. It's perfect, man. Just play it. Like, I don't know. How much can you say about a sports game? It's great. It's great. It's ageless. It will never age. It will never die. I will be playing I will be playing Tecmo until I can no longer physically press buttons on a controller. There is no doubt about that. So that's why it's all the way at number 6. This is kind of a thing with the top 10 games. It's the evergreen stuff. It's the stuff that I know is with me till the end. So with that in mind, we got to start thinking. And I have to pause this because if I hear this Tecmo music, I won't be able to think about anything but Tecmo. All right. Now we got to think. And that was another thing. I didn't want to come into this with like, I got the top 25 figured out. I wanted to really think about it. Really think about it. And if we get stuck, if we can't think, we can go to the other list and just start putting down games that should be considered. And that's another reason why I'm not in a rush to do this all in one part, is because doing it a few times and getting a feel for talking about the games will give me a chance to then go and really think about the games, look through my library, see like what games really do jump to the front, right? Okay. Like I mentioned Symphony of the Night, and that's got to be somewhere here in this top 10. Well, I think we met. Yeah, I think we got to move this down one spot already. All right, we got to move this down one spot. I've made my first error. I've realized. Tetris, and by extension, I'm going to put the version of Tetris that I've now played the most as a representative of it on a whole. So we'll put it in. We'll go like this. Tetris 99. Tetris as a whole, 99 being the representative. I feel like I don't even have to say anything for the amount of times I've streamed this. For anybody who hasn't seen the clip of me getting my first win at Steve's house. As a matter of fact, I'll see it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. I talked about the second win, which I did get. It took a long time. I showed it. I showed the clip on stream. I went to the Switch and I showed it. Let's see. Do I have it as a highlight? Let's find out. All right, highlights. Let's see. Saints Row 2. Oh boy, can you search this? Oh boy, I don't think you can. Everything's so big too. All right. Oh, there it is. This is it right here? I think this is it right here. 4 years ago. Wow. All right, pause it. Yes, it is. Okay, here. All right, so I could say a million words about this game. I feel like this right here says it all. But here, it's got its own vibe. I just think that, and I don't think it's going to stay like this forever. I just think we're in an overly sensitive time when it comes to language. Like, we're really getting tripped out by words a lot. And it's like, hey, you know what? This is 4 years ago. Things have gotten better in that realm. People kind of realized we're getting a little too much.
Differences, and, which is a vital and important thing. We're going to find the balance between accepting people for who they are, what they believe in, and but yet at the same time having a sense of humor about life. Like, those two things will meet at some point. It's the thing is that, like, it's needed some correcting in terms of having respect for each other and our cultural differences and our beliefs and all that. That's needed correcting for a while. So now it's almost a situation where it's over-correcting, and that's going to happen for a while. And then eventually everybody's going to realize that that's kind of dumb to, like, take people's words out of context and like schoolyard tattletale on people, and like we're gonna realize that that's dumb, and that's gonna stop, because nobody actually wants to live like that in constant fear that what they say when they're dicking around is going to cost them their job or their livelihood or their living or their fucking home, or like, because that's too far in the other direction. We're like burning people at the stake for cracking jokes, and it's like, there's such a thing as a joke in poor taste. It's still a joke, like you don't have to
wow,
I remember
watching
when
the gameplay
Michael
of this,
Richards said that dumb
I wasn't
shit
even doing
during his
anything
stand-up where
special.
he, dropped a bunch
Like,
of N-bombs
I'm playing.
while he
I'm
was,
seeing
ad-libbing and
massive
trying to,
mistakes that I
deal
made.
with a heckler, and everybody
do I get
was
a teaspoon?
so
Teaspoon?
angry
Teaspoon.
and I was like, well, that was a stupid thing to say, but it really just shows that he's bad at improv more so than he's a hateful, terrible human being. And I'm like, boy, it'd be nice if we could see the context that he was a comedian on stage trying to be funny in a moment where he was out of his depth, and it just failed miserably. But instead it ended an incredibly talented and caring actor's career, which is too far in the other direction. It's like, yeah, what he said was stupid, and sure, there's gonna be blowback and you gotta deal with it, but let's not paint the guy out to be the fucking devil either, he just said something really ill-advised and through a certain lens can come off as hateful. But if you see it through the lens of comedy and realize that he was just he was having a really poor attempt at dealing with a heckler, and he swung in a place where he didn't have no business
where
swinging,
he missed. He missed real bad.
I think he paid enough of a price, and at some point it's we should remember him for more than just that moment and back off, And I feel that way about a lot of things. I feel like.
So look at this. I'm just having a little philosophical conversation. All right, let's. I want to get to it. Get to it. Get to the moment. Get to the moment.
That's fucking harsh. You know what I mean?
I'm playing. I'm going. I'm locked in.
We gotta be careful because I don't think anybody actually wants to live in a world.
All right, shut up, Dan. All right, we get it. All right.
Well, we can't
Yeah. It'd be nice if everybody was nice. Shut the fuck up. Get to the win, Dan. Get to the win.
Context is king. Context is fucking king.
All right, so I'm here. I'm doing a thing. I'm playing the game. Blah 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 blah. Boo boo boo.
Because we're so
Tetris. Love it. Play it all the time. This, if there's a video game that I could say I play almost every single day, is Tetris. Because I'll just play around just to turn my brain off and get some of this going. Get some of what this guy's doing. Thinking out loud inside my head. Thinking inside. just get your thoughts moving and organizing themselves. I'll just sit around and just play Tetris, play a couple rounds or whatever. I think at this point, hold on. I want to put my voice up. I think at this point, I'm just talking because I realize what's happening. This happens a lot, especially on stream. When I'm streaming Tetris, I get very brain to mouth because I'm just saying words to try to keep in.
How the fuck are you going to be judged in that moment, So it's weird. I feel like context is something we've really lost sight of, and I think we need to get that back because that will save us.
I can hear it in my voice. I'm nervous.
Help us understand each other a little better, and everybody can put their dukes down a little bit and realize that, life is not a series of attacks, because it isn't. That is not your average person in every place you go, every country in the world is pretty fucking chill. Your average person is trying to eat, they're trying to fuck, they're trying to take care of the people they love, and they're trying to not die. And that's about it. And if we all just saw that in each other more often, we wouldn't feel so threatened by people and their beliefs and their fucking, their way of being, and we wouldn't feel so attacked when someone.
God, I'm making mistakes. There's no time left, and I'm making mistakes.
Or marginalized, we'd be more accepting of each other for our similarities than defined by our differences. And I mean, this is way too real and heavy a conversation to get to the bottom of. But I just like thinking about it because I feel like by thinking about
it,
you slowly make your way towards improving it. First in my own life, and then as part of the grand collective, which, as I said before, we are in a fucking ecosystem, whether we want to believe it or not. Let's get in there. Let's get over here. Okay. All right, we're doing business
I'm
now.
believing. I'm believing.
We're doing some business now. Oh, no. Stay there.
Yeah. Over. Yeah. Go ahead, Dan. Get it. Win the game, Dan. Win the game. You can do it. I believe in you.
No.
Ooh, I messed up. That was a mess up. This late in the game, it was meant to be. I was meant to win.
Stay here. Stay here. Go here.
That was a good choice.
There. That's fine.
Get it. That line saved my life. If I didn't get that, ooh, that's a good choice. Look at me making good choices.
Yeah, boy!
Well, remember Beard Dan? Holy shit. Look.
Oh!
Emotion. I'm near tears.
Are you kidding me? During that conversation.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
At Steve's house. I wasn't even in my house. Crazy. In the yellow era. Yo, shout out to anybody who was around in the yellow era.
Wow. Wow. That was really unexpected. I honestly didn't even realize it was so close to the end of the game. Oh, man. Wow.
That's how the wins come in this game too. See that? Emotion. That's what I'm talking about. That's why. Gotta put it there. Tetris. Tetris, 99. Then Tecmo. I'm happy with that. All right. So we're at 7. I'm trying to take this top 10. I'm trying to really think about the top 10. If I can nail down the top 10, then I think we can get away from order and just start putting games in the consideration pile. You know? I'd like to nail down the top 10. Let's really think about it. What am I missing? There's something that's not in my brain. Something that's in that River City Ransom, Tecmo Bowl, Mario World, like evergreen, go back to it regularly type of video game that. All right, let's think about. No other sports yet. We know World Series baseball is going to be on this list, of course, but I would say it's slid down a little bit in its placement in recent years, but it's on here somewhere. NHL 14 is on here somewhere, but I don't think there's a hockey game that has to be like that high for me. But I gotta think about games in general. Gotta think about my favorites. I'm trying to think of the last time I sat down and tried to name my top 10 games, because I'm thinking about Symphony of the Night, but I want to make sure I don't miss anything else before I put that on there. I can always move it. Nothing's locked in. Metal Gear Solid has to be here somewhere as well. Okay. I'm thinking. Suikoden 2. But we're talking about top 10. There's only 3 slots left. Suikoden 2. Dragon Quest 8. Right, how high do some of these games go, man? How high do some of these games go? It's really interesting to let me write some of that down. Thank you, Stevie. See? I love this man. I love this man. Yep. Thank you, Stevie. He knew. He knew. He knew what my brain was searching for. What did I say? Dragon Quest 8. Castlevania. All right, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Let's go in 2. I think it's II. Just putting games down that I know will place, when I think of them. Yes. And you know what? We'll give it its proper respect. This is the perfect place for it. We'll even write the title properly. Boom. Yes. Another one with stories. Perfect. No commentary. That's what I'm talking about. Like, let's once again remind ourselves that a lot of the games on this list have this in common.
There is a magical operation of maximum importance. The initiation of a new aeon. When it becomes necessary to utter a word, the whole planet must be bathed in blood.
Oof. Call Mallet. Call your dogs.
Call your dogs! They can feast on your corpses!
For fulfilling the circle mallet of the Satafan, you are hereby damned. The pleasures of the flesh are no longer yours. You have but one purpose, damned warrior. You will serve us for eternity.
The tavern's closing.
Oh, there it is, boys.
Best be on
There
your
it
way,
is.
stranger.
So, depending on your level of nostalgia
A mug of
or
ale
where
for a
you
weary traveller from distant
experienced it
Copenhagen?
first, this is either a
I
PC
can
game
reward
or a
you well, for
PS1
I am of
game.
noble blood.
I first
I
experienced
stay
it on the
open for no
PC,
man in these dark times.
but I probably played
Things
it
come with
more
the
on
night that no
PS1.
sane man would welcome. And so I left, cold of heart and soul, forced to the road and the long, bitter night. That's him!
I can't wait. I just realized I can't believe I talked over the line I say the most.
Come with the night that from distant. Hey, stranger. What? No mug of ale for a weary traveler from distant Corhagen? I can reward you well, for I am of noble blood. I stay open
Okay,
for no
so
man in these...
I adore this game. This is my favorite. And I actually, thank you, Stevie, because you gave me this. I know what comes next. This is my favorite, not Zelda style game.
Dark times.
Which for some reason, you would think there would be a bajillion Zelda clones out there. And for whatever reason, there aren't really like that many. I mean, there are a lot of games that borrow millions of elements from Zelda, but there aren't that many that straight up do the style, top down, action with the gimmicks, get stuff, power up. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I would think there would be so many more, but this is my favorite not Zelda game. Like, it is so good. And you see, it's old, especially if you're playing on PlayStation. There's a lot of slowdown. The load times are atrocious. It's an older game, but voice acting, for me, still unmatched. Still the top of the pops when it comes to just straight up voice acting in video games. So much gravitas, so much drama. The story is incredible.
Suffering to the conquered.
This has a lot of what I talked about when I was talking about Dark Souls too. There's texture, griminess, atmosphere. Like you feel the thickness of the air of the world, and I really like that. And again, loaded with secrets, 100 secrets in the game to find. Linear in certain sections, but once you gain more power-ups, you can go off the beaten path and find secrets. There's a whole secret, like dungeon, or I don't call it dungeon, but like there's a whole secret zone you can find that has a secret boss. There's like all kinds of really cool stuff. It's just a great action game. It has that cool thing where you get different power-ups, and once you get different power-ups, you can access places you couldn't access before. It's got a big map. It's not like an interconnected map. You will be bipping around and going to specific places, and there's no real like towns to just hang out in and that kind of thing. But the mood, the atmosphere, the storytelling, Kane as a character, obviously setting up an iconic franchise. It's still my favorite of the whole series. None of the other ones topped it because they went away from this style with everything after this became more of just straight up 3D action puzzle type games. And they're cool. I like them all. The story is great all the way through. The entire series is worth playing because it's one of the few series that respects its canon to the point where every game plays a part in a larger narrative, and that's really cool. So it's worth experiencing for that alone. It's worth getting through all the other games.
Reputed to have been ripped from the chest of the greatest vampire to have ever existed, Janos Audron, the heart of darkness restores vampiric unlife. Life is precious, Janos discovered, as it was torn, throbbing and bleeding from his own body.
Oh, so good. So good. Yeah, the voice acting is great. The action is fun. Figuring out the puzzles of the levels and the bosses is cool. It's just a great game. I love it. It's
indeed, for with it my life force is increased.
It's loaded with atmosphere. It introduces an iconic character. It's fun to play, and there's build diversity. You can there's some wiggle room to it's not one of those where you have to use this weapon or this power to beat this boss. It's more like there are many ways to do it, and you can mess around with different ways to find the ones that work for you. So that's really cool. The Soul Reaver is such a cool weapon. Like when that comes around, it's a sword that cleaves through enemies pretty much like butter, but it uses your magic, so you have to constantly recharge it. It's really cool. Left meter, the blood drinking mechanic. Man, I can't not talk about the blood drinking mechanic. So cool at the time. And at the time when I first played this, I was very into vampires and stuff. I was reading a lot of Anne Rice, It had such cool atmosphere, the way you would drink the blood. Wow, you have to hit them a couple times to stun them and then drink their blood before you kill them. And then sometimes there's guys on the wall, and if you've got multiple people stunned at the same time, you can blood shower and take all the blood. Super, super cool. Loved it. So this one, actually, I had a buddy growing up named Yusuf, and it's funny because it ended up not being the type of thing you would probably mess with, but at the time, he found this game on PC, and he called me up and was like, bro, come check this out. This game is awesome. So I played it for the first time with him on the PC, And like we were both, yeah, blown away by that, the atmosphere, the voice acting. Like it was just such a cool video game. You get like transformation powers where you can turn into a wolf and stuff. Like and the wolf has different skills. You can jump over barricades, and again, it's very much in that Metroid setup, right? It's got a bit of Zelda, a bit of Metroid, right? It's got that whole vibe. Like it was just really cool to get a game of that caliber and that style in this kind of more adult setting. Was really cool. It hit me at the right time. On the left here, you got your blood meter. On the right, this is your magic meter, and you find things throughout the world to make them go up and get a bit bigger so you can do more. This is like your active spell. It's got a day-night cycle. Some things are only happening in day, some things are only happening at night. Yeah, man. Like, this is one of those games I find myself recommending to people a lot because even though it's respected, right, because it's part of a long-running series and everybody knows that it exists, not a lot of people play it, though. Like, it's less played than all the other ones. It's the one that I actually wish would get a remaster because I think it needs it the most. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that the Soul Reaver games are getting a remaster because last time I tried to play them, it was a little too old to go back to. I was just like, oh, the camera controls are so awful. So I'm going to play those and have a good time with those and probably stream them. But this one, man, I wish they would give this game some love. It could shine so much with a little modernizing. I love it. It's great. I really got to pee. So I'm going to save the next one for when I get back. BRB. Oh, I know what it is, though. Oh, there ain't nothing like the day after Thanksgiving. There ain't nothing like the day after Thanksgiving. Lunchtime. Hey, sweetie. Hell yeah. Misha's on lunch, everybody. All right. So, day after Thanksgiving. My goodness. Go in the fridge. I'll just have a fork full of sweet potatoes. Oh, I'll just have a fork full of stuffing. Just give it to me. Let's go. All right. So, I'm going to hit the top 10. I'm going to take a little break to eat because I am hungry. I just realized. And then I'll come on back. Number 9. And thank you, Stevie, for unlocking the Blood Omen door, because I realized I couldn't have a top 10 without this game, and specifically this version of this game. Play snipper clips. What's up, Kitty Cat Crispies? I actually don't have a copy of Snipper Clips. That's a great game. That's a fun, good time. Eye of the Beholder. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Eye of the Beholder. So, much like a lot of games on this top 10 list, this was a well, duh. I know that. This was a game that introduced me to a genre that I love. I love these old school style point and click dungeon crawlers. Like, I love some in modern day. I love some 3D ones too, where it's a little less grid based, but these actual grid based not turn based because they're action. This one's action anyway. I prefer it this way. These grid based old school dungeon crawlers. This is a genre that I fucking love. This game, you got the Wizardry games, you got the Grimrock games, you got one that mixes it cool, puts horror into it, is I Can't Escape Darkness. There's tons of these, but it's also kind of a niche genre at the same time. But I loved it. And the reason I say this version of this game, this music and the voice acting, and this is the way that I first played it, so I didn't even know it was a PC game series. The sequels, unfortunately, only exist on PC, and they don't have any of this. But the music and the voice acting made this feel so intense. This game scared the shit out of us as kids. Like, there was danger around every turn. It is so easy to die. Like, but you want to keep exploring, because the minute you find a false wall or like a teleporter that takes you to a different location, and you start realizing like the connections inside the levels. Like, this is the first game I ever played where you had to feed your characters, you know, like there's all these things. Like, this game, you put those daggers on your belt, you savage. What's wrong with you? This game was, it was like going into like another world, and like me and Ed were once it clicked, once we figured out how to play, it was actually funny. He had bought it because he thought it looked interesting on his Sega CD. And I was at his house, and I was like, "Yo, what's this?" And he's like, man, I can't get into that game. It's like, it's too fucking weird and hard." And I was like, "Word, well, let's check it out." So I took it, I put it in the system, and we started playing it. And I realized right away what he was doing wrong. He was clicking on the button. He was taking the weapons off of his hand, right? And then throwing them at the enemies on the screen. Because if you take a weapon off, like if you go over here and there's a button you can press to pick the weapon up, you could take it and then use it in the game world. Like, you could throw it on a switch. You can throw weapons. So he thought that was how you had to attack, and so he wasn't even able to kill the first set of enemies. So then I started messing around with the control. I was like, no, that can't be it. And so I started messing around with the control, and then I figured out how to actually swing the sword. And then it was like a moment for both of us, like, because he never got past the first group of enemies. I figured out how to do it. Then all of a sudden we were both like, oh, and so we just went in and started playing. And I'm telling you right now, for a whole summer, because I used to stay at his house for like weeks at a time, or he'd stay at my house for weeks at a time during the summer, and for a whole summer all we did was play this game, like finding as many secret things as we can, meeting as many characters as we could. This game, like, and we're talking, there's no map screen. You have to make maps on a piece of paper if you want a map. Like, this game blew my mind. It was so cool, and also by extension too, this was my first ever exposure to anything D&D related, as far as the D&D rule set and all that stuff. Obviously, there's been a million games that I've played since, and even a little bit in real life. Just awesome. Just another really cool atmospheric game where like the setting plays a big role in how it gets under your skin, and it's very scary. Like, it probably wouldn't come across just looking at it on a screen like this. Oh, the snipper clips thing. Yeah, that's good. Kitty mentioned that. Snipper clips. That's a cool game. I like that game a lot. That's a chill ass game. That stuff like that. See, he just went through a false wall. Secrets, like, there's secrets in every level. Let me see if I can fast forward a little bit. No, he only does the first level in this video. Actually, it's not even that much. But yeah, there's secrets in every level, and there's levels that link to each other with teleporters, and then there's enemies that are, some of the creature designs are really intimidating. Some of them hit really hard. There's points where the game gets really maze-like in its structure, and you have to like figure out how to get through the level, and then that can be very harrowing if you haven't been strong enough to defeat the enemies, but you're making your way around the level. Like, and then next thing you know, you need to like either rest or fight or find the way out, and resources get low, and it's not, you can't make camp when there's enemies around, so you can't always rest. It's really, it gets intense, and it's the kind of game where you want to like have a notebook next to you to keep notes to remind you of things you want to do, places you want to go back to. There's no town like in wizardry. You could leave the dungeon and go to a town and rest up and like do stuff there, buy stuff for your characters, that kind of stuff. This game doesn't have that. You're in the dungeons the whole time, so it's all use what you find, and it's intense. Love it. Glad to have it on the list. It's in the perfect spot right there, number 9. And man, we need one more, and I'm gonna take a break for lunch, and then I might play something when I come back, because keep the brain fresh. This is gonna take a while. There's gonna be multiple episodes to make this list, but we will have the definitive Danny Axel top 100 video games list. Dude, the ability to screenshot while playing totally changed my life. Yes, indeedy. I use it all the time. To me, screenshotting is the modern notebook. It's the modern pen and paper. You just boop. I'm gonna remember that later. The Dragon Quest III HD remake that I was telling you about has actually a built-in feature where if you want to remember something that somebody is saying, you just hold start, and it adds it to a book, and it has it separated by town and location, and you could just go and look at everyone that you saved. So it's like it has its own internal inside the game notebook like that. It's super cool. And it has a picture, and it has the exact text box pops up again, and the dialogue goes, and it shows you where you were standing. It's fucking brilliant. Like, that game is chef's kiss. I've got about 30 hours into it. Elite. I'm now saying for me, it's Dragon Quest. I have to get to the end, but if it stays through to this level, it's Dragon Quest 8, Dragon Quest 5, Dragon Quest 3. That's going to be the top 3 for me if it stays to this level all the way through, because wow, unbelievable. That HD, it's got just the right amount of quality of life stuff, and it's still the same game, just with stuff added in and remixed a little bit. Yeah, it's great. It's great. That's those games. Oh my god. Yeah, do I have to put Dragon Quest? Yeah, I think I do. I think Dragon Quest 8 has to be right here. I can't put it out of the top 10. That feels crazy. Yeah. Okay. Remember, I'm willing to move things later if something else is proven to be higher on the list, but Dragon Quest 8. Hell yeah. Let's I feel like all I have to do is put this on the screen and it will speak for itself. Gotta be PS2 version though. No, this is my personal top 100 video games of all time. So this is not about the best games ever made or like what do I think is objectively the greatest games ever made. This is all personal. This is my list. This is pure favoritist. My most favorite. Ooh, look at this. This is in 4K. Oh, I gotta do a run like this. I gotta play this game on a PS2 emulator. My computer now can definitely handle it. PS2, look, they can't up-res the cutscenes, so the cutscenes look all jank and pixely. Let's see what it looks like in 4K. Oh, it's gonna be gorgeous. I already know. Yeah, it's on the emulator. You get that weird artifacting. For the life of me, I could not get this to run on my Mac. I tried so many times. In fact, when I streamed this on the channel, I did it on actual hardware because emulating it was such a problem. Ah, love it. So this was, and it's cool that Kitty Crack Crispies is in the chat because she could speak to it too. So this was my first ever experience to Dragon Quest. One of those things, obviously, if you like RPGs, as I said, I started at Chrono Trigger, right? So you play the Chrono Trigger, you play Final Fantasy, PS1 comes along, Suikoden, there's a million incredible RPGs in between here and there. So eventually, at some point, when you learn about a genre, you get to know the heavy hitters and the OGs. So Dragon Quest had been on my radar in terms of knowing what it was, you know, the iconic slime and all that, like, but they had a spotty release record in the West, and it was called Dragon Warrior, and they didn't, like, some games didn't come out or didn't come out till way later, so I just never really got around to playing one. It just never happened. This one came out, and we're talking, this is like 2005, maybe. I think we got it in the West in 2006. Yeah, 2006. So I'm in my early 20s. I've got money. I've got some disposable income that I can use. I can buy a fucking video game if I want a video game. And Kitty Cat Crispies at that time, we were doing our thing, and it just looked right. It had the Toriyama art on full display, you know. PS2, let's go. Bright colors. I was ready. I was in a happy place in my life. Bright colors felt good, you know. Let's go. Let's try it. Finally, time to try a Dragon Quest game. And man, we put this thing in the PS2, and I don't think we did anything else for like 200 hours. Hold on, let me back it up. Let Yankees do his thing. So yeah. Oh, no. Nobody said full screen. Nobody said that. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Oi, Gov! Hell yeah, River City Ransom at 4. You know it.
About here much longer. Let's head into town. There's better places than this to spend an evening. Shake a leg, Gov.
So yes, so this game, super charming characters. I haven't played every Dragon Quest game, but I played a lot of them now. There's no game that has characters like this one. All of the main party characters. King Trode is the man.
I've probably said it before, but it beats me how you ended up working for an old codger like him. Not that I can talk, though, eh? Guess people say the same thing about me. Working for you.
Old codger? I do hope you're not referring to me. What would you know? A lowlife like you wouldn't recognize nobility if it came up and bit you on the Enough dilly-dallying. Where's the princess? I can't see her anywhere.
Right? You get the idea. Extremely charming. The town. Oh, Caldarasha. Hold up. Get a little Caldarasha in there. That's my man.
Fortune telling, haphazard. Are you a complete fool? Let me tell you something for free. All fortune telling is haphazard. What do you expect? Anyway, so what if I saw it? So what if I foretold the fire? If I tried to stop it, then what? It would only have led to another disaster. That's what.
This makes me want to play it. So yeah, charming characters, really fun. Let's see if we can get a battle on the screen. A lot of talking here in the beginning, going around towns. The towns are big and beautiful. A lot of scale. Yeah. Let's just see some combat. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I've played a bunch of Dragon Quests. None of them have characters this charming. 11 is beautiful. It's got some great quality of life improvements. Gameplay wise, 11 is a 10 out of 10. It's fucking great. I mean, you know, it's Dragon Quest. Not much has been changed, but I mean, I said 10. I meant 11. 11. I would love to play 10. It's an online only game. 11 is awesome. I think 11 is a great starting point if you've never played a Dragon Quest game. Sylvando is great. I like a couple of the characters. They're not all duds. It's just, yeah, the story overall, although it does do something really clever at the end that I won't spoil because in case anybody decides to play it, it really picks up later, and towards the end it gets great and does something really incredible that is like super cool. But it didn't get into my heart the same way this one did. I do love it though. I speak highly of it. I never played the S version with the extra content in it, so when I stream it, I'll probably get that version just to check out the extra content. But that game is great. That game ain't gonna make this list though. You know what I mean? But I enjoy it. Yeah, see, you played the S version that has all the extra content, and I never played that version. But I would say you should probably see it through to the end because, like, as far as the story, like what happens later and then how it relates to the larger Dragon Quest is really cool. It's worth finishing. I will say it's worth finishing. It gets better as the game goes on. I mean, I put over 100 hours into it and I platinumed it. I did all the post game content too. Like it's worth finishing. It's a good game. And also the grind spot is really friendly. Once you find the big grind spot, it's like you could just, if you want to fill out the, remember I know it has like a sphere grid kind of thing. You can fill it out really easily there, and then you start getting into like custom classing everybody, and then it's worth it. It's worth it. I can't speak to the content that you played because I didn't play that version of the game, but it's worth finishing. I'll give it that. I'll give you the it's worth finishing. The ending is really cool, especially if you do the post game content and get like the final ending. It's really cool. All right, so I'm gonna take a break here. This is the top 10 as of right now. I'm fairly confident that none of these games are gonna end up moving. I mean, it's an elite list of games that mean a lot to me. Like I'm looking at it. This is a pretty dead on list of 10 video games. And it's every walk of life. Look at that. It's all there. Holy shit. That's a good list. It's going to take us a long time to get an actual 100 because once we get into games that have to be considered, oh boy. Oh boy. All right, so I might play something when I come back. I think 10's a good place to stop. Hang out. I'm going to eat some food. Y'all eat some food. Hit the BRB. I'll throw on a record, and I'll be back in a little bit. Doom doo doo doom doom doo doo doom.
a new brew. Blood sucking. And the devil got a new brew.
Outside, it's dark, it's cold, it's dry. Got to get it. Tomorrow's gonna come. Got to let go of the drama, 'cause the morning's gonna blue sky, light the fire bright. Lay me down in a bed beneath the rivers running dry. Got to get away when you're screaming at the top of your lungs. Just to make a living's getting harder to swallow your tongue.
The devil's got a new brew. One dash, two dashes, a scribble squabble, bubble bobble. They eating them up like Pac-Man. It's like Gallagher. Makes you vomit. Vomit on your own self. Vomit on your own self. Round, round, says the dragon of love. 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 They're trying to take you to the day you don't love. They're trying to take you to the day you don't love. They're trying to take you to the day you don't love. They're gonna take you to the day you don't love. They're trying to take you to the day you don't love. They're trying to take you to the day you don't love.
to the sky, bit down in the water. Kissed a girl, she was someone's daughter. Fell in love all the way from my head to the salt of the earth. I made love to a moment, just a moment I had in time. I made love to that moment with the lights off so I could shine. Bathe myself in thought. Question why when I know it's wrong. Lose myself in a dream, in a life outside reality. It's Halloween, and the kids inside, and you're trying to decide, 'cause it's Halloween. I said I'm sorry, like I was talking to my mom. I said I love you the way I ask for favors from God. I took my whole blanket with blankets and pillows around. I put a pair of speakers to my ears, fell in love with the sound. All around me, surrounds my mind. You're trying to decide when it's Halloween. All around me, was mine when I tried to decide. 'Cause it's Halloween. It's black and white. I kissed the girl. It's night and day. It's day and night. It's all the time. I held her hand in front of everyone. I love the world with somebody's daughter. I held her hand when she cried. It's Halloween, and you're trying to decide, but the kids is aside, and it's Halloween. She's my queen. She is my queen. She was my queen. She is my queen. And now 13 July. Killing young threw that bomb up in the air. Watch the sun. Watch the ball come back down through the same air. The ball hit the ground and it made a sound. Sound like Halloween. The kids is outside.
Masonic insignia on them. I don't know where these people ever got them. I guess they were made. I think they were made in Japan. They all match, and it's a gold-colored metal and black and light. They're very nice. Of course, they're very cheap. We didn't waste much money on them. But if they don't tarnish too quick, why? They'll look number one. So I got them for him. I haven't received that letter from him yet, but he was gonna tell me everything that they wanted me to get for him over here. That's in the offing, I guess. Better get here before too long, or he won't
Goonies. Come back to the Goonishness. Oh, that was a good lunch. I'm sleepy. Surprise, surprise. Thanksgiving Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. I am now sleepy. Good God. Oh, my goodness. Never let it be said. That was a little bit, more than half of the Jesus Orphans, We By God. 10-year-old album, if you can believe that. Oh, my God. 10 years. 10 years. Oh, my God. That's crazy. That's 10 years. Jesus. Jesus. Unbelievable. Time is continuing to eat me alive. Okay, so that's the end of the list for today. That will obviously make its grand return on a future Funhouse Friday. Let's get the Funhouse on the screen, in fact. Oh. Wait. Why is that not? Oh, that's Treehouse. Never mind. This one. Aha! There we go. What to play now? I had one idea, but I don't think I'm there right this second, so I think I'm going to call an audible. Here's the thing. Has to be... Yeah, here it is. Cool. Take that out. Okay. Now we should see nothing on the screen. Correct. Perfect. Beautiful. All right. Now we take this, and as we always do on the Funhouse, we represent what's been done so far. So we put that there as its own box art. Let's play a little more Balletro. That's the vibe. Because I want to hear that groovy music. Now I gotta find. I'm gonna have to start labeling all the things in this box art folder because it's proving difficult. Here we go, Balletro. Bubble. Okay. You can go to the library. It is the most recently played. Oh, I might do some Inscription too. Yeah. Okay, we here. We got no bedtime for this stream. That's when these mashed potatoes end me. We'll go until I'm ended by the mashed potatoes. Boom. All right, let's get it. Oh, Tatiana, what's up? Love this song. Ooh, I wonder what song you were talking about. Love this song right here. So our first goal is to win a run with every deck. So far, I've only won with the blue deck. So all right. I mean, I gotta win with all of them. I kind of just want to. I want to win with the first deck. One plus one discard every round. Let's do it. Yeah, let's see that. Baboom. Play that flush right off the rip. Oh, full house. Don't mind if I do. A baboon. Money. They're all free, right? Oh, yes. That's just delicious. They're always eating candy in Shelbyville. And you know what? It's because they love the sweet taste. Choose one. Oh shit. Plus 80 chips if hand contains a flush. Plus 1 multiplier for every tarot card used. Actually, I think this is better. Yeah, let's get that. Sure. Just like that, we bolster the ranks. I don't like destroying cards, but alright, we'll take this 10. Great. Awesome. Cool. Get rid of all of those, please. Thank you. Ooh. I can run a 2 pair, but I'm not gonna get the full score. Fuck it. Let's get a taste. Not bad. I'll take that. Okay. It's not what I wanted. Alright. Let's save 1. Oh, it's a better 2 pair. Should be enough. There you go. Clean. Clean. What is, if not cleanly? Oh, actually, that worked out. Perfect. Although, you know what? Hold on. Let's run it like that. Why not keep the pair of bases? It'd be cool if you could keep cards. Like if you choose to keep, if I chose to keep those 2 aces, they would carry over to the next hand. That'd be cool. And then maybe there's a joker that lets you do that. I see. That's an even better choice than I realized. Oh, that's good actually. So that card is going to be worth more to sell the longer I keep it in my hand. So we're going to be able to sell that off for a big chunk of money at some point. Misha made these sweet potatoes, like this like mashed whipped up sweet potato thing with marshmallows on top. It was a sweet potato casserole is what I'm being told from off screen. It was really good. Like I said, I was just eating leftovers for lunch and I was like, well, everything else that we had was a known commodity. Like I knew what it was, made it several times, knew exactly what it was going to taste like, and everything hit the mark. But that sweet potato casserole that she made was something new. We'd never done it before. She'd never tried it before. And it came out amazing, and it added so much. It added like a rich sweetness to the main plate. So it balanced out some of the saltier elements, you know? It was really, really nice. And I still wanted dessert after, so it wasn't too sweet. It was very good. It was a good Thanksgiving. A very relaxed Thanksgiving. And then we played a 10 out of 10 Stone Cold Classic video game on stream. Mouth-washing. Recommend everybody go play it or watch a playthrough of it. It was amazing. Yeah, really can't ask for a better Thanksgiving. Look at that little straight. You love to see it. Get all those cards out of my hand. Well, I mean, you nailed it. It was football. We trigger all card held in hand. I don't have too many yet. Even though that, down the line, this would be really cool. Enhances one select card into a steel card. Tarot. No, I like the. Give me the planet. Okay, give me the planet. It's $4. Get that. I know it's not gonna be the best strategy down the line, the 2-pair strat, but that doesn't mean we can't buff it a couple times. This. We could do 2 strategic skips next round though, but does that mean here? Or if I skip will it apply to here? Fuck it, we're gonna try. Yes, they stack. Awesome. All right, let's go. Oh, good thing I didn't play any cards. Fool. Haha. Alright. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. The flush out there? No. We got 2 pair though. Let's play this 2 pair. Actually, I should do a low pair. Because then I can hold on to the possible flush. So I got 4 in the diamond. Yep. There we go. Look at us. Look at us being smart. And we still got two pairs sitting right there. And we just buffed the 2 pair. And we just buffed the 2 pair. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could run a discard on just these 2 cards to see. Was that the spade? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay. Yes. Clean. So what do you guys think of the top 10 so far? Were they familiar? Were they new information to y'all? Feel free to chime in and offer up some of your favorite games as well, because, you know, there's a lot of them out there. First place face card, 2 times multiplier when scored. Plus 15 multiplier when 0 discards are remaining. And that's free. Oh, I just want to take that because it's free. But I think this is going to be used more. I don't have $8. Never mind. Give me the free one. I would have took you. Just know that. Spectral cards. Oh, I love this. Okay. No, not this one right here. Make everything one suit. Let's go. That's the suit we lean into. Oh. That's fine. We're MC clubs this run. Do I have any jokers that support the clubs? We're just gonna go wild style. It begins. It begins. Sorry, I should have moved off mic for that. My bad. Oh. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. 8K from a single flush. That ain't bad. So it's all about building the multipliers. That's how you make this game go. Nope, I don't want that. We want more clubs. I don't have any more joker right now. What are you selling for? Hold up. 12. No thanks. Planet card. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Great level 2 pair. Level 3 kind. I want to level up flush, so I think we'll do 2 pair again just to keep it on par. Flush is really where my focus is, because that's what this is all built around. Where's Vampire Survivors on my list? It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there, and I would be surprised. Let's put it this way. I would be surprised if it's not in the top half of the list, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the top 25. I wouldn't be surprised. That game, because that game has the connection to, it branched me out into realizing a whole genre of games that I like, and like pointed me in a direction. Like I realized that I like a certain type of video game for when I'm trying to put my mind in the passive space. Like when I want my thoughts to be running as a background process. Certain types of games are really great when I can just like zone out on them. Like all of a sudden, my passive mind is doing the thinking and my active mind is sorting the thoughts, and it's better than the other way around, which is unfortunately how I operate. I'm a nervous person. It's up there though. That's gonna get a good placement, and that's the single best. If this list was being made by value, it would be at the top. Oh, I shouldn't have spent the club. Oh, sorry. Started off with a pear. I want to get a taste for where pear is at. Like the cards that I have. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna play the percentage. I'm gonna get rid of all of you, and I hope that we get a 135. We're gonna keep one. Let's keep the ace. Let's go. Okay, that's still not enough. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Let's go. Perfect. You know what? Take the queen with you. It's a good game, man. I'm not surprised. Put it that way. You're surprised? I'm not surprised. It's a real good game. It's got more going on than first appears. I mean, it's yeah, all-time classic for sure. I think I have to buy this. All right, it's time to sell you. Flushes and streets coming me with 4 cards. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. All right, let's go. That's 5, right? Okay, standard pack. Open that.
Wow.
Oh, who's this?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh shit, what's going on, man?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, my mic wasn't working the whole time.
Let's see. You're a little low. I'll bring you up some. What is going on?
What I did is I put a wow sound in your Discord
I heard.
soundboard. Oh, no, you know. just that you left that shit open, so I put that right in.
Yeah. I was running down. I was putting together my top. I forgot it was still open. I was putting together my top 100 video games list of all time. And
Yeah, man, good luck. I can't remember 100 video games.
so, well, we got through the first 10. I was able to make my top 10.
Yeah, top 10s are easier compared. Do 100 games and then put them in the order you believe they're in.
Well, I
without
wanted
messing up and then remembering another game.
I wanted to set a base, right? So I got through the top 10, right? And I'm making a side list whenever.
Okay, what's your top 10? Real quick, sorry.
Oh well, I could bring it back up one time for the people one time.
Yeah, please. Yeah, do your match.
Let me.
Let's see if you're wrong.
I can't be wrong. It's my top 10.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right.
Here we go.
We'll
share
see if you're wrong.
How can I be wrong? It's my list.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Such a dick. It's literally my
you
list.
Love it. You love it. Don't lie.
I do.
You
I
ran
do.
into that shit
Why do you think I'm laughing? All right, here we
The
go.
Hills are alive with. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
That's my top
Chrono
10.
Trigger,
Mhm.
Zelda, Dark Souls. Where's Shadow of Colossus, bro?
It'll be here. It's 100 games, bro. You think it's not gonna be here
It's top
somewhere?
10. ADND, Eye of the Beholder, Sega CD. 3 people had Sega CD.
What does that have anything to do
3
with
people.
that?
I'm just saying, man. I've never heard of that game. I can't even call you out on like this game sucks or it's kind of good.
Oh, you
Because
should.
you're one of 5 people who ever played Sega CD. It's
Well-
you and my cousin.
You should. Well, first of all,
With
it's
the
on
fucking
PC as
Transformer.
well, but I specifically shouted out the Sega CD version.
Yeah,
You should go play
I don't
it.
care if it's on other platforms. I'm just telling you right now.
You should go play it.
You're like one of 2 people who had the transforming Sega
It's a good game. You should go play it.
with a mega base, and then you put your Sega on top of that shit, and it becomes Super Sega.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should play it. It's a good game.
Nah, man. Tecmo Super Bowl?
Yes.
Man,
What's wrong?
I forget you're old.
You don't sport?
I don't sport. I don't sport. Usually, no.
You don't sport? Like,
Nah, man.
you ain't getting down on no sport?
Tetris 99. You're like the only person I know who's ever really played that game. Like, I played it.
That's
It was
a lot of
free.
people have played that game. Hence, I'm always able to find 99 people playing.
They're bots.
Tells you when
99
they're
bots.
bots.
Yeah.
Dick.
And I bet you just said that. Do you know that some of them are bots?
Well, only because I can also play in the champions row where only people who have won can play. And sometimes in there you get bots.
Yeah, I bet. Dead game. Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain.
Yes. What's your
I
problem?
never really played it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have really no problem with that one. Not at all. You missed out on that game. I remember when it came out.
It's great.
Let's see what else here I can fucking shit on. River City Ransom.
Go ahead. What?
I have nothing, man. I don't know what that is.
All right, there you go.
When I find out, let's Google this shit so I can shit on it properly.
How you gonna shit on it? You never played it.
Wait, what the fuck is this called? River or some shit? Let's go. Let's call it again. River. You let this shit open, man. It's on you.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm being entertained. Tatiana's got it right. It's my
What is
list.
this game?
What?
What the fudge?
What's your problem? You don't like the Nintendo?
Nah, man. Nintendos are for pussies.
What?
Pussies.
What kind of statement is that?
A vile one, I guess.
All right.
Unbeknownst to you, I know all the video games thanks to Google.
You have to play them. Looking at a game will tell you nothing.
What are you talking about? I literally bought games just because of the cover art. Remember how different video game cover art was back in the day?
Sure. I still buy.
Like a
I still
rocket
would
ship
buy
and
a
then you end
game
up
based on the cover art if I ever
like-
ran into cover art. You know.
Had like some like weird ass woman on a spaceship, and then you end up playing a farm sim. You're like, what the fuck?
Yo,
the
for
farm
real.
sim's in space.
For real, dog.
Just take my word for it.
It's great. I love it. All right. So then, you got anything to say about my list now? You done with my list? Can I go back to playing my game?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I already got my fill.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Go back to playing my game. Have you played this?
What's number 11? Come on.
What's number 11 right now? Probably Symphony of the Night or Metal Gear Solid. If I had to put it in there right now.
Damn fucking Castlevania.
Don't hate. Do not hate on Castlevania.
I hate. Every Halloween, every douchebag wants to play that game.
What's wrong with
Look at me, I'm cool.
What's wrong with
I had
Castlevania?
Nintendo. Lots of things.
what's wrong with Castlevania? What's wrong with
I
this?
said lots of things.
Go ahead.
Don't ask me anything specific. I'm just saying lots of things, right, man?
Yeah.
Sticking at that.
Okay. Lots of things. Fair enough.
You know what bothers me?
What?
Sega version of Aladdin's not on there.
Who says? There's 100 spaces.
I don't care. I don't see it yet. That should be number 11.
It's entirely possible that specifically the Sega version, it's entirely possible that could make the list.
I'm just saying.
The Super
Trying to make your
Nintendo
list
version
better.
won't be there, I'll tell you that much.
I didn't have a Super Nintendo. My cousins did. I had a Saga. Probably because it was cheaper.
I was lucky enough to get both eventually. It was my grandma got me my Super Nintendo for one Christmas, and my uncle a couple of years later got me a Genesis for my birthday.
It's like I've always liked video games, but I don't think I really liked video games until like. I think it worked out the fact that I was old enough to play the games properly. 3D games.
Yeah.
I think I hit like 8, 9 years old, so my hand-eye coordination would actually beat the games compared to like 5-year-old me.
Yeah. See, it got its hooks in me much earlier in life because, my friend Eddie, he was in a wheelchair, so like
I met him.
Oh yeah, okay, so you know Ed. Yeah, Ed didn't really like, we weren't going to the park to play ball. You know what I mean? For the most part, I mean, we did sometimes, but it wasn't like an everyday type of thing with him, right? So we would hang
You
out.
mind me asking, like, when you were younger, was it like deteriorating, or was he always like that?
No, he was born like that. Yeah, he was
Okay.
always.
I didn't know if it was a deterioration thing.
No, that's just how he is. So, so we hung out and played video games. That's what we did, So he always had the video game. So my first exposure was going to his house, and we would play like the Atari and the Sega Master System. So that's how far back we go. But like, then my first console. So I had already had experience playing at his house. So obviously the itch was there. So then for my 5th birthday, or was it my birthday or was it Christmas? It might have been Christmas. I think it was Christmas. My dad got me the Nintendo, and it was like the all-in-one joint. It came with like 2 controllers, the light gun, and Mario and Duck Hunt on the same cartridge. And so
Yeah, I remember that system. I had it.
yeah, so I was 5 when I got that, and like sitting there playing on the tiniest little TV. That's it. It was forever after that. I was like, all right, well, this is a thing I do.
I had a Nintendo, and I remember breaking and then not being that upset about it because I was like 3 or 4, so I just played with my toys instead.
Sure.
I still had imagination.
Yeah. Which, hold on to that imagination.
How was your turkey day?
It was good. We ate food and fell asleep early.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Now my stomach hurts today. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hungry right now too. That's the problem.
It's like, yeah, that's how you know you did it right, if you got at least a little bit of a stomach ache today.
Oh man, the indigestion, whatever, it's killing me.
All right, big flush. Get me out of here.
Turkey food.
Oh, I only need 4 cards, right? I forgot.
Trying to win a run with the red deck. Ooh, give me that.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get water.
You know what? So we only need 4 cards to play it. Let's strengthen the straight. I'm trying to remember that. See? I gotta keep that in my brain. Let's go. Misha's here. She's in the other room at work. We were just gushing about mouth washing all night. We watched like 3 different videos on it and a couple of playthroughs. Which I don't know if you stopped by the stream yesterday, Tatiana, but the VOD is worth watching. We played through the whole game. Mouth washing. It's kind of a horror game. It was just really, really good. So we kind of got a little obsessed with it. Stayed up later than we should have.
Where's Misha? What'd you do to her?
She's working in the other room.
Sounds about right. Prove it.
Yeah, look at us, the modern couple. 2 different computer setups in 2 rooms.
By the room, he means the dungeon that he puts her in. You know, lets her out.
Shit, if only I could afford a dungeon.
Streams.
Oh wait, that was 3 of a kind.
It's very affordable nowadays.
I'm over here thinking I put down a Full House.
Go to usadungeons.com, man.
USA Dungeons. I bet you it's real. Nobody go there. Don't click that.
It's not what you think.
It's not at all what you think. Oh
no
shit.
Rule 43.
it's
You know the rule.
It's not at all what you think. Oh no.
I'm looking at my weather app and it tells me it's 46 degrees and it says do you agree or disagree? I'm like, what?
How does that work? Ooh, I made it. Nice.
I'm gonna disagree. It's not the weather.
Your weather is wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like.
Are you hearing the music from the game?
Me? Yeah, it's.
Isn't it groovy?
Oh yeah. I have the Discord somewhere. Anyways, I don't get the way you have it mixed. I don't get a choice to not listen to it because it comes through your mic.
No, it shouldn't be coming.
Discord.
No, I could turn the.
Set up probably.
I could turn the game audio off to the Discord. I have the ability to do so.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying.
Level up. Let's level up the straight. Boom. Let's
Go
go.
to Steam sale to see what to get. I want to get one game. Come on, I need your top 100 so I can be, you know, like pick a game or something. But play. How about Katamari Damacy? Is that on the list?
Could be. I mean, again, it's hard to gauge because how quick is 100 games gonna fill up, right? Like.
I don't know. Can you name 100 games? Like.
Oh, definitely.
Day like that?
Yeah. I mean, for the purpose of what I'm doing, making the list, you know what I mean? Yeah, of course. If I had to just blow through a list of 100 games, I could probably get that in 20 minutes, right? Like just sitting here, just rattling off games. But I'm trying to, like, as I'm doing it, I'm trying to think of the games that
like are the games that have stayed with me. You know, like the ones that deserve to be there. I'm trying to like let them come to the surface while I'm thinking about it. You know.
You should have like a 50 versus 50 East Coast bracket, West Coast bracket thingy, and slowly compete the games with each other.
You know what? Actually, oh man, I should write that down. That is a great idea for once I have the list. Then I could leave it up to y'all and take like do bracket style votes till we get down to what the best game is. That might be real fun. Actually, that's a good idea.
It'll
Thank
be
you,
messed up
Coasty.
if it's Call of Duty is number 1. I'm like, I fucking hate your community.
Well, it's not gonna be on my list. Well, actually, Call of Duty 2 could make my list.
I'm about to say, I once yelled at a fucking 20-year-old. I've seen the rise of Call of Duty.
Oh my God!
So don't
Hello,
talk
hold
to me
on.
about Call of Duty 6.
No, but it's not about. Yeah, it's not about. I don't care about the franchise. Again, it's a personal list, so it's about what do I think. Nope. I just realized. Okay. I just realized some real shit. We gotta go back to the list. We gotta bring the list back up, everybody. We gotta bring the list back up. Return to the list.
They can't see the list.
I'm gonna put it up right now. Give me a second.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. Maybe you didn't know.
I got it. Hold on. Where the fuck is this thing?
I'm trying to be.
Where is this thing? Alright, that should put it back on the screen. Yes, beautiful. Okay, the list is up. Okay, so we already have to start moving things down. Or, no, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. I'm totally content with it being right here. Alright, number 11.
What game?
You can see, right? You can see the list?
Yeah.
My favorite shooter ever. Thank you for making me think of shooters. I hadn't thought of shooters yet.
It's like one of the biggest genres, man. How do you miss that one?
It just didn't, it didn't come to my mind. Doom 2016 is my favorite shooter ever. And I like my favorite shooter ever slightly less than Dragon Quest 8. So there you go. That's how you make decisions. All right, you know what? Here we go. Now I was spotlighting all the games and showing them on the screen and really getting into talking about them. And I'll do that the next time I bring up the list. But here we go.
Castlevania.
Symphony of the Night. There it is. I got my favorite shooter at number 10 and my favorite Metroidvania at number 11. At number 11 and my favorite Metroidvania at number 12. Metroidvanias might be my favorite genre overall. Like that is a genre in which it's hard for a game to place higher than 12 because the genre is the most important part of the whole thing. Like you give me a giant map to get lost in that 2D vibe and power-ups to get past obstacles I couldn't get past and all that kind of exploration, boiling it down to its purest elements. I love the genre so much that the game that's inside of the genre is almost secondary to me. So, but that's the one. That's the one that did it. That's the one that popped it off. The art style, second to none, impeccable. Music, fantastic. It's also launched 100 ships because there's like 12 other Castlevanias after that are in that style, and they're all fun. So, yeah, love it. And then you know what? And then there you go. What more need be said?
Which Metal Gear Solid?
What more need be said?
You have to be specific. Which one?
Metal Gear Solid, baby. That's the one. I love them all, but that's the one. The first one.
No. There's two first ones, man. Remember the old NES.
Metal Gear Solid, not Metal Gear.
Oh yeah, Metal Gear. Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid. Yes, the third game in the series, the first Solid game. Yes. Played them all, including the old school ones. I've played them all. I love this series. I love Kojima, so he's Kojima makes a game. In fact, Kojima makes a game. I play it. Death Stranding will be on this list somewhere. Absolutely.
How about Police Knots?
Police Knots, I have less experience with. I've only experienced a little bit of that. I did the what was the other one? What the fuck's What's the other one? Snatcher. We did
Zone
Snatcher.
of Enders?
We played through Snatcher, but Police Knots. Oh wait, did we play through Police Knots? I gotta think. We played one when. Maybe it was Police Knots. We played one when P Nasty was in town. We sat down and did the whole thing. I forget. Whatever. My brain is fried.
Have you ever played Zone of Benders?
I love Zone of the Enders. It's a great game. See, again, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Armored Core 6 has to make the top 100 somewhere. I had such a great time with that game. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I family share with Oni now, so like I have his games.
Oh, sweet. Hell yeah. That's
We should
awesome.
do that one day. Next time you come over or something like that. Family share.
The family
Add to
share.
your repertoire of video games.
And it just
You haven't heard about it?
it just like gives you complete access, or it has to, or is like only one of you can use it at a time.
One person at a time.
Mm.
If you, like let's say I have the license of the game and Oni has the license of the game, me and you can play, but me, you, and Oni couldn't play.
I see.
So
I
if
see.
we have like 2 licenses, yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I see how that works.
But like, there's also 100 games that like we each own that like we don't play every single day.
Yeah. I get that. That's right. Yeah, that's super cool.
The only thing we need to do is be in the same IP. Like we have to be on the same internet.
Hold on. No, not that one. Where is it? Okay, so there you go. We got up to 13. That's not bad. That's not bad for a first day.
It's supposed to take. Well, how many days is it supposed to take?
It's done when it's done. I'll do it every Friday where I don't know what I want to play, because the Friday Funhouse. Every Friday where I don't have a game that I specifically want to play, I'll pull up the list and work on it, and it'll get done. What's the rush? Oh, I only need 4 cards for a straight. I gotta remember that. I have to remember that. It's like my brain doesn't want that. It rejects that information every time.
How come you can't see his cards?
Oh, there's nobody's cards. It's just my cards. So it's like
What's the Joker's on top?
the Jokers. So these are it's basically like it's a roguelike, but with cards, right? So these Jokers are modifiers. See, so like I'm getting more multiplier for each Joker I have. 80 chips if the hand is a flush. Plus 3 multiplier when it's a club. So all these cards affect these cards, and you're trying to beat the score, the blind that you need to put down. So, and then you have a certain number of hands and a certain number of discards to get it done. It's fun. So I have one that makes it so I only need 4 cards for straights and flushes. So instead of having to have 5, 4 will get the job done. And then you keep unlocking new cards and new multipliers, and yeah, it's simple, but it's fun. See, I got 1 hand left. I gotta make it work. Like, I kind of believe this 2 pair will get it done because I buffed the 2 pair. But then no, you know what? Did I buff the straight?
I'm gonna go get some tummy medicine.
Did I buff the straight more than the 2 pair? It's a low straight though. Live and die by it. Live and die by it. Oh, just short. You hate to see it. That's all right. All right. Ugh. Am I out of here? Let's see. What do I think? What do I feel?
Hello.
Hey.
So I want to go to the store. Do you want anything?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me get 2 beer.
2 beers.
Let me get 2 beer.
2 beer. How about some red? You know what I have? Oh, Red Stripe. I haven't had in like a decade. I actually haven't seen that beer in a long time.
That would actually be real nice. a red
I
stripe.
mean, not right now. My tummy hurts. Going to get Pepto.
Pepto and a red stripe. That's rough.
Oh, that would be horrible.
That's rough.
Oh no.
That's rough, dog.
Oh. No, honestly, do you even know if they make that anymore? Like, have you seen it at all?
Yeah, it still exists. You can still get a red stripe.
Red stripe, Australian for beer.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I actually forgot the promos for that. Like, red stripe, like, relax, drink a beer.
It's beer. Hooray, beer.
Number 14, red stripe.
Yeah, right. If we were ranking beers, it would be on there. Hell yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I don't think I can name 100 beers, bro. That'd be too much. I don't even think I can name 100 spirits.
Can I name 100 beers? Is that possible?
Be right back.
Where's my window? Why is it being weird? Give me. Thank you. Jesus. All right. Let the list back up. I think I'm probably gonna cut it here in a second. I'm getting tired. I told you that food was gonna end me. I felt it. I was like, you can't eat Thanksgiving food and not get sleepy. It's just what happens. All right, so we got Chrono Trigger, Legend of Zelda. Oh, you know what? Here. I'll put these games over a while, and then we'll get out of here. So here we go. After Dragon Quest, we're putting Doom 2016. No commentary, of course. So, right off the rip, one of the greatest soundtracks in gaming history.
Brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
It's just such a cool beginning. God, I love this game. It's another one that makes me just want to play it right now. I was actually playing mouse and keyboard for the first time because I played it when I first played it. I played it on PlayStation. I didn't have a computer that could run it at that time. And man, it made me feel like a god playing with mouse and keyboard. I was like, woo! I was like, this game don't show my breakaway speed. That's what you get. Oh, 720. That's what this video is. Holy shit. Not showing it in its best light. It's in HD.
We have to contain this.
So much style, man. I love this game. Let me wait. Oh. Watch. I know the exact point I gotta take it up to.
Cannot determine the cause of the demonic invasion until the Resop satellite is brought back online.
So actually, when I'm thinking about it now, when I first played this game, I played this on Xbox. I had Yeti's Xbox here.
Welcome.
And I played it on that.
Samuel Hayden. I'm the head of this facility.
And then I played
I
it
think we
on
can work
Switch,
together and
and then
resolve
PlayStation,
this problem in a way that
and now
benefits
PC.
us both.
God, I love this game. Alright, so this guy knows what he's doing because he's moving quick. I'm waiting for it. Come on, give it to me, give it to me. Oh, you're back already. Okay, hold on. I'll jump back in. I didn't know how long we were gonna be gone.
Safe level. Lockdown. in effect.
I didn't know it was that close. I decided I'm gonna put over the games we added to the list, and then I'm getting out of here. I'm nice and sleepy after all that food. I'm gonna take a nap.
Trying to get rid of the gas.
Would I have come back if I was trying to get rid of you? Jesus.
Are you playing Boom?
I'm just showing it off. Oh, I was like, where's the music? This guy must have shut it off for copyright reasons. Well, that's not okay. That's not an effective showing of the game because the soundtrack is fucking half the battle. The soundtrack is amazing, but I guess it gets.
Have you beat Diablo 4 yet?
No, not even close.
Dude, the story is so fucking metal.
I only play when you know, on the nights when the crew can get together, which is very rare these days. But
Good save, man.
But also we got caught up playing other things too. We've been playing what's the one that we've been playing a lot of? What the hell were we playing?
Batman.
No, I'm talking about with the guys. What the fuck have we been playing? Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not long for this stream. I'm tired. Fuck, I can't
I'm gonna tell you right now. You can't even name the game that you played 2 weeks ago with your friends. Name 100 games.
It's gonna be fine. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not doing it all in one sitting. For exactly that reason. Your brain eventually turns to mush.
You got 13 in and your brain melted?
Yo,
oh my God.
Bro, I've been on stream for 3 hours. It took 3 hours to talk about 13 games.
You were inefficient.
No, I'm talking about the games. I'm telling stories. I'm showing video. I'm taking my time. Jesus. God, why does everything have to be complaints? Why is it always complaining? Why can't anything just be fun? It's fun to make the list.
Wow. Wow.
Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. It's fine.
All right, man. Be safe. Have a good evening.
All right. Talk to you.
Another time, another place.
All right, here we go. Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. Get out of here! Don't you even show me that PS4 version where they had the unmitigated gall to re-record voice for it. No. I sat Misha down to play it for the first time, and she got up to the scene, you know, what is a man? And I was just like, yo, this isn't it. Like, this isn't it at all. So I didn't enjoy that. But yeah, everything I said before. Metroidvania, all-time classic, beautiful art style, great music. And Alucard, who as a character I really enjoy. And this beginning, this cool fake out beginning, I always really liked. PS1 cutscenes. That's a vibe. It's funny, a lot of games come out now and have this aesthetic. Like, this aesthetic is making a comeback. Like, the smushy triangles of the PS1 era. game starts and you're playing as Richter and you're at Dracula. And it's like, oh, word? And this guy, he's got a grasp of the gun. It's looking, he's kicking.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world.
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you.
Oh. Oh. Beautiful. You start the game, you play as Richter, right? You go through the end, unbeknownst to me at the time, because I didn't even know it existed. But this is basically a retelling of the end sequence of Rondo of Blood. And you go through this bit. We talked about the boss fight. You beat Dracula. You turn your second form, the whole deal. Boom, you beat him, right? Picture burns up. Yellow story jukes. Great music. Boom, title card, Castlevania. Whereas Plock is not going to list. You know that. You know there's not going to be no Plock on this list. You can headcanon that Plock's at 101. That's fine. And here we go. Boom. Here come the art style. Here come the vibes. Here come the a la carte. And in a way, you get a double fake out because you start the game with Alucard in his full gear, able to whoop that ass, only to very shortly Metal Gear, Metroid style, have all your powers removed. You know, I can't possibly lie, Tapey. It's my personal list. 25. Damn, Diablo. 25 for Plock? A game that I played for half an hour?
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Still befriending mortals. I'll not ask you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again. What?
And there you go, off to the races. Just incredible art design. Fucking out of this, outrageous, out of this world boss design. Like, I'm almost like, can I catch one of the fucking incredible bosses real quick? I'm trying to scrub the video. Like, it's just take my word for it. It's gorgeous. Yeah, no, we don't want to get to the end now. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who might not have played it. There's just beautiful. Oh, the ferryman. Oh my god. Oh, look at this. I would love to show off my favorite boss, but I can't exactly pinpoint where in the game it is. Doesn't matter. It's gorgeous. Oh, this guy's looking at him. He's backstepping. Yeah. Again, launched 1,000 ships. obviously this game takes a lot from Metroid, and you have to, Super Metroid and all that. You have to give the propers where the propers are due, but adding in the RPG elements, the Castlevania aesthetic, this one for me is the top of the genre, and it made me seek out anything that's got that style. I'm there to play it. Like, I've played so many of these over the years that, you have to give it its proper respect for what it is. And right after that, and last for today, because I'm burnt, I'm so tired, let's go Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid. Okay, yes, sure. Okay, I don't need your little intro guy. Come on. Just play the game. Oh, that was it. That was the intro. Bet. Damn, I roasted him. Meanwhile, he kept it brief. Yeah. So, what you want to talk about, bridging the gap between movies and video games? Like, Ninja Gaiden on the NES felt like this when I was a kid. Felt so cinematic. Yeah, this blew it out of the water. And this is also a game that I feel belongs with Blood Omen in the conversation of just flat out best voice acting in video game history. Love the voice acting in this game. It's great. This game has a lot of the Kojima hallmarks, where the gameplay is very, extremely varied. How you can choose to tackle things. You have a lot of different methods you can use to go about things. To the point where I used to hang out with Ed, and he would do like the crazy runs where you beat like the whole game without killing any enemies, or like any kind of like wacky challenge runs. Like, he had everything unlocked. He had the suit unlocked. He had the thing unlocked. Me, I was more of a play through the game, beat the game, revisit it every once in a while, get things here and there. He was like obsessed to the point of unlocking everything. But because of that, I got to see a lot of those things, and it made me fall in love with the game even more. I've gone back to it so many times over the years. It has the distinction of being the very first game ever played on this channel, which can't be overstated. Love Metal Gear Solid. I love Kojima. The whole series is great. But if I have to pick one, and I don't, obviously there can be more than one on this list, but if I had to pick one, I would still pick this one. It means the most to me. I have the most memories of it. And I appreciate its bridge between the modern and the classic, right? It has the top-down energy of the classic ones, but it's still the beginning of the modern style of Metal Gear games. So it sits in a sweet spot for me between retro and modern, which, although obviously looking at it now, this is a very retro video game. And at the time, some of those like 20-minute movie sections were really on another level. It was like you'd never seen anything like it. This isn't the last Kojima game we're going to see on this list, because like I said, there's no chance that Death Stranding doesn't make it in here somewhere. Liquid Snake. Man, there's a part of me that's like, can I get two more in real quick? Can we stop at 15? Oh, I like my 10s and 5s.
Anyone going with me?
Nah, it's just too much to think about. It's too much to think about. There's so many games.
Equipment OSP.
Yes.
There's so many games.
Don't expect any official support.
I'm trying to think of another automatic. Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2. I don't think I can go too many more games without putting Suikoden 2 in there. If I could get one more for 14, I feel like Suikoden 2 is a great place to wrap it. But see, this is why we don't do it. This is why because we don't want to force anything in there. Nah, we'll leave it right here. We did the top 13. Next time we do this, I will have my 14th chosen. All right, I'm out. Everybody have a good weekend. I hope your turkey day was fantastic. I hope the leftovers are holding up well. I hope whoever did the dishes yesterday is not doing the dishes today. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. So be good, stay good, do good things. And I will see you all on the next Dragon Ball Z. Oh, Left 4 Dead's gotta be on here too. I gotta write that down.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.